Settle your hips on your heels and allow your forehead to rest heavy on your mat. And close your eyes. Make closing your eyes as important to this pose as forehead on your mat and hips towards your heels. You know, we live in such a visually stimulating and stimulated society. So when you close your eyes and you eliminate that visual perception of reality, you get to tap into your true vision. And what I mean by that is that your yoga practice is not predicated on what anyone else looks like or your idea of what it should look like. You have to feel for it, moment by moment and breath by breath. It's a very individual journey, but we are all on it together. So we'll start with a breath all together. Please exhale all your air out with an S8. Allow an inhale to rush in through your nose, coat your throat, fill you up. Now from below your navel, HA. Work hard when you're able. You could take a break in child's pose if you need to, but make this the best experience you can for you. This could be the best yoga class of your entire life if you choose to make it that way. Gently start to rock your forehead side to side on the mat, massaging that space between your eyebrows and feeling your brain get heavier inside of your skull. Now start to crawl your fingers towards the front edge of your mat, inviting a pushing and pulling sensation into this pose. Hips pull back, fingers crawl forward. You start to yawn your body open by stretching under your armpits and through the sides of your waist. Then go ahead and press your palms down, curl your toes under, send your hips high and heels low into your first downward facing dog. And move it around when you get there. Deeply bend one knee and then the other. You can bend both knees at once a few times, broadening through your lower back. And for as much of this practice as you can, again, keep your eyes closed. Cultivate your ability to be internally focused and externally aware. And then slowly clean up your downward dog, so hips high, heels low. Now look at your feet. They're about 6 inches apart, so you can imagine your skull would fit in that space. Same distance between your thumbs. Spread your fingers wide. Press down with your index finger knuckle and the root of your thumb. And then use some of your arm strength to shift more of the weight into your legs. Bend your knees a little bit, stick your butt up higher, feel the slope of your spine lengthen. And then let your head hang between your biceps a little bit more than you think it is. That was it, Andrew. On your inhale, float your right leg up halfway, squaring off your hips at first. So right hip spirals a little down and a little in. Now keep your left heel heavy and lift your right leg higher and higher and higher, and then bend your knee and roll open your hip and find some free movement. You can make some circles with your knee to mobilize that deep ball and socket joint of your hip. You can roll out your ankle. You can wiggle your toes. And then inhale your leg up high. And exhale, kiss your toes back down. Following inhale, left leg up. Again, just halfway at first, so you establish the structure of it initially. Keeping your right heel heavy, lift your left leg higher, 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 and then bend your knee, roll it open. Let it feel good. Inhale your leg up. And exhale, toes back down. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk to the front of your mat. Hang heavy in a forward fold. Separate your feet a comfortable distance and bend your knees. Let your belly drape over your thighs. Allow your spine to spill forward. You might grab that opposite elbow. You might interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. You might find ways of helping gravity help you, but it also always has something to do with just letting it. And then relax your arms if you haven't yet, and place 2 fists in between your feet to measure out your inner hips with distance. On an inhale, half lift. Hands on shins or thighs. Stop when your spine feels flat, which also means feeling for a bit of a back bend here. You got to arch your chest. That's it, Rick. Now draw your shoulders away from your ears and lengthen your armpits away from your hip bone. Inhale, rock the weight a little forward. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up, stand up, mountain pose. So your biceps frame your ears. And then close your eyes. All right, you're standing in a way that's very familiar. Your feet are side by side. So again, eliminate that visual perception of reality and feel for a root to rise. Feel for standing on your feet in a way that keeps the back of your heart lifted. Imagine your strings pulling your inner arches towards your ankles to gently light up your inner thigh. Anchor down through your tail. Energetically pull up on the space in front of your sitting bones to create a clear pathway of energy through your spine and the crown of your head. And if that made no sense to you, imagine it. Plant the seed to one day have the experience of it. Spread your fingers wide and spiral your pinky fingers in towards one another. So as your shoulders melt away from your ears, you can squeeze your arms as straight as yours will go. Then blow out your lips. Soften the stuff of your face. And gently flutter your eyes open and look up to the ceiling. Inhale, get 10 feet tall to stretch back. Open your heart, your throat, hips forward, arms back. HA to dive forward, back into your forward fold. Do that again. Inhale, up and back. Up through your mountain, the wave of your back bend. Hips forward, arms back, and dive forward, forward fold. All right, take it one more time. Inhale, all the way up and back to the degree that it feels good. Stretch your heart, your throat, and then dive forward, forward fold. Half lift on your inhale, lengthen it out. And hands down, step back and pause in your upper push-up plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Make sure your wrists are on straight. Now you want your pelvic bowl neutral. This requires some effort. Draw your pubic bone towards your navel and lengthen your tail towards your heels. Pull up on the front of your thighs and firm up your belly so that you use the strength of the front of your body to support lengthening the back of your body. Stay broad across your collarbones as you simultaneously press your heels towards the wall behind you. Chin a little away from your chest, long neck, spine too. Take a really slow inhale to shift the weight forward, shoulders past your wrists. Slower exhale to lower halfway and pause here, elbows hug your wrists. Good for you. Inhale, up dog. Tops of feet down, thighs up, heart up, roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high and heels low. On your inhale, float your right leg up high. And as you exhale, step it in between your hands. Toes line up with your fingers. Dial your left heel down and inhale, rise up for your warrior one. Arrive with an exhale. Sit low in your lunge until your right knee stacks over your right ankle. That looks great, Adina. Push the outer edge of your left foot down. Again, like a string, we're pulling your inner arch up towards your ankle. Pull up on your back leg and rock your left hip forward as you tug your right hip back. Draw down through your tail, low belly in, and feel the dome of your ribs float up off your waist. Squeeze your arms straighter. Sink a little lower. Now listen closely. Inhale, lift your chest, look back to reach back. Exhale, hands down. Step your right foot back to meet your left and pause. Roll over to your left side. Lift your right arm for a side arm balance, stacking heels, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Bump your hips up to the ceiling so much, it's like you're trying to get the sole of your left foot on the mat. Rotate right bicep over your right ear. Float your right leg up off of your left. Then now hold the pose, simply switch the gaze and look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, back to upper push-up. Keep exhaling to lower halfway. Inhale, up dog, suspended between feet and hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back heel down. Inhale, rise up for your warrior one. And exhale to arise. Sit low, close your eyes. You're not standing in as familiar of a way as when your feet were side by side, but you are standing on your feet. The ones you already know how to stand on really well. So stand on them in a way that keeps the back of your heart lifted. Take your left hip up and back, rock your right hip forward. And as you swing your tail towards your left heel, heavy your left heel and sit lower into your lunge. Flutter your eyes open. Inhale, lift your chest, look back, reach back, and place your hands down. Step your left foot back to meet your right, feet together, and roll over to your right side. Lift your left arm, side arm balance. Hips up, 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 up. Left bicep over left ear. Left leg up off your right. Switch the gaze and look up. Hold the pose without holding the breath. Inhale to stay. Exhale, upper push-up. Lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Pop the sides of your ribs forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. And keep moving. Warrior one and side plank. Right side and left side. Your breath, your movement. Your opportunity to make it feel absolutely amazing. To not miss a single sensation. Because this is your life. Why wouldn't you make it feel amazing? I'll give you a hint. When your yoga practice feels really, really good, it has very little to do with the poses themselves and so much to do with how you choose to be inside of them and how you choose to breathe inside of them. Those exhales That's where the self-soothing potential of the breath lives. So stay tethered to them. Give them a vibration. Give them a texture. If you're still moving, keep moving. If you're back in your downward dog and if it's available to you, please exhale all your air out with an SH. Taking a sweet, sweet inhale. And HA. Nice. Okay, ripple forward to your upper push-up plank position and clean it up like you already know how. Wrists are on straight, fingers are spread wide, firm belly. Now try to keep your hips where they are. Lift your right leg up until it's in line with your right hip. Bend your right knee to touch the outside of your right shoulder. Slide it down to your wrist. Pull it back up to your shoulder. Extend it behind you. Foot back down. Okay, other side. Left leg up. Knee to shoulder. Slide down. Slide up. Extend. Toes down. Okay, one more time with breath cues. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, slide. Exhale, slide. Inhale, extend. Exhale, toes down. Last one, inhale, left leg. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, slide. Exhale, slide. Woo. Inhale, extend. Exhale, toes down. Upper push-up plank, upper push-up plank, upper push-up plank. Down dog, hips high, heels low. And exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, hold it. And HA. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And exhale, peel open for your warrior two. You might take a bigger step to accommodate your hips peeling open. Then energetically push your heels down through the floor and pull them in towards one another, like you're trying to scrunch the mat between them. Reach forward with your right inner thigh. Anchor down through your tail. Again, pull up on that space in front of your sitting bones. And as you reach up through the backs of your ears, turn your chin a little bit more over your right shoulder. Now, switch your gaze, look forward, and identify your right arm and swing it under your left, crossing elbows, wrists, palms pressed, and thumbs face you. Lift your elbows up in line with your shoulders. Draw your left shoulder away from your left ear and stay low in your lunge. Right heel heavy, hips stay low. Take an inhale to lift the back of your heart taller. Exhale, arms out long and strong. Look over your right finger. Inhale, flip your right palm, reach forward. Exhale, stretch straight up. Inhale, then reach for the back wall for a side body stretch. Keep your front knee bent, front inner thigh reaching forward. Butt under, belly in to support the side body stretch as you squeeze your right arm even straighter. Take one more inhale, sit low and reach back. Slow exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Try to keep exhaling as you step back and lower. Inhale for upward facing dog. And exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Keep your hips lifted as you step your foot in between your hands. Back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale for warrior two. Peel it open, chin over your left shoulder, and close your eyes. And I said it before, so much of our reality is based on what we see. So a landmark is going to seem further away if you're carrying something heavy versus if you're not. Or a hill is going to seem much steeper after an intense workout. So close your eyes and feel for it. You can hold your arms up a whole lot longer than you think. And if you don't believe me, you should sign up for teacher training. Switch your gaze, look forward, and swing your left arm under your right. Cross your elbows, cross your wrists. Lift your elbows up in line with your shoulder. Good, Adina. Draw your right shoulder down and stay low in your lunge. I really hope that didn't discourage anyone from teacher training. It's a really, really beautiful program. While you're here, make sure you're texturing your exhale, even if it's a really subtle sound. Yeah, you can use to soften the pit of your throat or the center of your chest. Inhale to sit lower, elbows lift higher. Exhale, arms out long and strong, gaze forward. Inhale, flip your left palm, reach forward. Exhale, stretch straight up. Inhale, then reach for the back wall and sustain it here with your breath, with your compassion, with your integrity, with whatever of value shows up for you inside of it. Sit a little lower. Inhale, bottom left rib to the sky. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Same exhale to step back, lower, flow. And keep moving. Warrior one, warrior two, and reverse, right and left side. And if you like the feeling in your shoulders when you eagle wrapped your arms, you can keep that. And if it doesn't fit your flow today, then you don't do it. And that is just one very clear and obvious example of how this whole hour is just a big opportunity for you to cultivate your ability to sift. Catch what works, to let fall through what doesn't. My only ask is that you cast that net as wide as your bandwidth allows today, and that you acknowledge that it is probably wider than you think. And if you're back in down dog before your neighbor, keep it really strong and active. Right? Spread your fingers wide. Imagine you have eyeballs on your armpits and try to get them to look at each other in front of your face. Pull your belly up and in towards your spine, and then imagine that everything in your abdomen was so soft, it could slide into your rib cage and support your shoulder. Be with it. How do I make this whole practice one cycle of breath after another, regardless of where my body is in space? So that life off of my yoga mat is one cycle of breath after another, regardless of where my body is in space. Please exhale all your air out, drain it out. Taking a sweet, sweet inhale, suspended at the top. And HA. Come down to all fours for your tabletop, please. Shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. Inhale for your cow tilt, belly down, chest up. Exhale for your cat, round it out, shove the floor away. Again, inhale, belly down, broaden your chest, stretch your throat. And exhale, slow, pull your belly in and heavy your head. Come back to a neutral spine, so you're not back bending or rounding. And extend your right arm forward, bicep in line with your ear, and then your left leg back behind you for spinal balancing. Reach from your right armpit through your pinky finger to squeeze straighter through your inner elbow. Push out of your left shoulder. Kick down with your right foot, and either point or flex your left toes, but make a choice to keep it active. Now bring your right arm out to the right, and your left leg out to the left, awkward airplane. Good, waking up the left glute even more here. So use the outside of your glute to lift that leg a little bit higher, and lift your right arm a little bit higher. Good, bring it a little bit more forward, lift it a little higher, that's it, Melanie. And then leg back, arm forward. Good, bend the knee, right arm behind you, catch your foot, and kick away, arch your chest. Roll your right shoulder back, slide your left shin up the wall behind you, and look straight up towards the ceiling like you're trying to find your toes above your head for 5, 4, 3, 2, leg back, arm forward, stay with it. Get taller and lift higher. Hand down, knee down, all 4.
Woo.
Yeah. And one more side. Left arm forward, please. And right leg back behind you. Good. Reach from your left armpit through your pinky finger to squeeze straighter through your inner elbow. And everyone get that left arm a little bit higher. Good. Squeeze your right leg straighter. And then swing. Right leg to the right. And left arm out to the left. Andrew, get that leg above Sada. Good. Use the outer butt to lift the leg a little bit higher. That looks good. Lift the left arm a little higher. You have 5, 4, beautiful Maggie. 3, a little higher, Rick. 2, leg back, arm forward, and stay with it. All right, bend the knee, left arm behind you, catch your foot, and kick away. Yeah, either catch it or spend the whole time looking for it. And if you're looking for it, you one day catch it, and then you'll probably fall over the moment it happens. And then you get back up, and you try it again. You got 5. Good, Jared. 3, 2, leg back, arm forward, stay with it. And lengthen and lift. Hand down, knee down, all 4.
Oh, yeah.
Inhale for your cow tilt. Exhale for your cat tilt. Come back to a neutral spine so you're not back bending or rounding. Curl your toes under, come into your upper push-up plank and pause here. Firm belly, strong arms, strong legs. Inhale, push the floor away, and then slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Keep your palms under your shoulders untuck your toes and squeeze your ankles together. For a baby cobra, kick your feet down and arch your chest a little forward and up as you draw your elbows towards your hips, strengthening the lower back. Yes, Sadahani, keep your palms down for a moment. Keep your palms down, girl. Yes, shoulders back. Good. Okay, from here, lift up your legs. Keep squeezing your heels together and lift up your palms. Now squeeze your back to lift everything a little higher and place everything back down, forehead on the mat. Curl your toes under, strong legs, push the floor away from you, upper push-up. And then lower all the way back down to your belly. Squeeze your heels together. This time lift everything up. Palms up, legs up, go up a little bit higher than last time. And put it all back down. Curl your toes under, firm belly, shove the floor away from you. And then take that a few more times on your own. Use your breath. Find the peak of every inhale and get so empty on your exhales that you get a little air hungry for the following inhale. Nice work. All right. Next time you're on your belly, bring your left ear to the mat, look to the right, and palms face up by your side. Bring your big toes to touch. Allow your heels to fall apart and broaden across your lower back. It's not uncommon to have low back tension. It's usually a byproduct of not knowing how to consciously strengthen and soften it. Go ahead and bring your right ear to the mat now. So you look to the left and stretch your opposite side of your neck. And then imagine you have a little lung living across your lower back. With every inhale, you create a bit more space. Every exhale, you leave it a little softer. Now exhale with an SH. Inhale, broaden your back, north, south, east, west. And HA. Bring your chin forward onto the mat, please. Palms under your shoulders. Either curl your toes under or use your knees to push the floor away, upper push-up. And then hips high, heels low, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk or lead with your hips to hop forward into a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your big toes together to touch. Inhale, sit low, arms up, palms press over your head. Go right into a thunderbolt here. So squeeze your knees and inner thighs. Keep the weight back into your heels and anchor your tail down. Make sure you're only crossing your thumbs like a prayer. And spiral your biceps towards your face so you soften your shoulders as you stretch your wrists away. Sit a little lower. Arms a little straighter. Stand straight up. Separate your hands. Identify your left arm and swing it under your right. Cross your elbows, wrists, and thumbs face your face. Now bring your thumbs to your third eye, between your eyebrows and a little higher. Weight in the heels, strong legs, lift up and look back to go back. Keep the weight in your heels. Use your glutes and the thighs underneath them to press your hips more forward. Lift your elbows up off your chest, send them further behind you, and then slowly come out up. Fingers below your nose, sit back and down into your seat. Keep your hips low and lift your left leg up and over your right, squeezing high at your inner thigh.
It's your right leg, sweetie.
No, left leg up and over. Draw left hip up and back, right hip down and forward. Trust more weight in your right heel and bend that knee a little deeper. Good, now switch the gaze to a couple feet in front of you on the floor and slowly start to hinge forward. Once your left elbow touches your left thigh, unravel your arms, palms face down by your sides like airplane wings. Now pick your left leg up and extend it behind you for a warrior three, making a capital letter T with your body. Pull up on your right inner thigh and roll the eye of your left hip towards it. Firm up your belly, eyes stay focused. Slowly bring your hands to prayer at heart center. And then as gracefully as you can, balancing half moon. Right hand in front of right pinky toe, left palm open, left hip rolls on top of your right, like you're trying to lean flat against a wall behind you. Again, you can point or flex your left toes, but keep that leg active. Maybe you look up towards your left hand. And now if you looked up, look back down at your right hand. Put a deep bend in your right knee and land in a warrior two. Step back far. Nice. Inhale to sit low and take up space. Exhale, side angle. Right hand inside your right foot, left palm open, working into the inner hip here. Push your right leg into your right arm and your arm back into your left. Tuck your right butt under, stretch your arms apart. For your bind, rotate from your left shoulder, drop your left arm behind you, and maybe thread your right arm underneath your thigh to hold hands with you. If that's not available, bring right elbow onto right thigh and go for your half bind. Prioritize keeping your heart open towards the ceiling. Sink your hips a little lower. Inhale, lean your chest back to roll open. Lizard pose. Two hands inside your right foot. Move your right foot to the right. All 10 toes point forward and sway your hips forward and back, forward and back. On a back hinge, drop your left knee down, point your toes. And then maybe you lower down to one elbow. Maybe. Also implies maybe not. And maybe you lower down to the other elbow. Good. Now, the more can you drop that back knee down there, Kevin? The knee down, so you're kneeling on the floor. Yes, exactly. Now, the more you kick your back foot down, the more you can send your hips down and forward towards the floor. And then use every inhale to lengthen from right hip through right armpit. And every exhale to roll your right ribs more forward and more down. All right, if you're on your elbows, come up onto your hands, straighten your arms. Curl your back toes under, squeeze the legs straight. Try to keep your hips where they are as you bring right foot to meet your left. Inhale to shift the weight forward. Exhale to lower halfway. Inhale for upward facing dog. Open up your heart. Good, Kaylin. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Soraya, I thought that was you. Inhale, walk or hop forward into your half lift. Nice, Kaylin. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your big toes together to touch. And inhale, sit low. Arms up, palms pressed, thunderbolt. Good, keep squeezing those knees and inner thighs. And that seam where your inner thighs connect rolls up towards your navel as you pull your belly in. Sit a little lower, arms a little straighter. Stand up. Separate your hands and swing your right arm under your left. Cross elbows, cross wrists. Good. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. Weight into your heels. Look back to go back. You got to get your legs strong here. Push your heels down, pull up on your legs. Hips forward, elbows back. That looks beautiful, Harriet. Yes, really working on that middle upper back there. Take one more inhale to look back a little further. And slowly come on up. Fingers below your nose. Sit back to sit down. Keep your knees over your ankles as best you can. Now lift your right leg up and over your left. Squeeze high at your inner thigh. Point your toes. Now we're starting to warm up the inner thighs here. Draw right hip up and back. Left hip down and forward. Squeeze your inner thighs real tight. And then slowly start to hinge forward. Right elbow to right thigh. Nice control, Brenna. Good. All right, arms behind you, palms face down towards the floor, shoulder blades squeeze down your back, and lift your right leg up off of your left. Extend it behind you for warrior three. That looks really nice, Caitlin. Can you dial your right hip down a little bit more? That's it, good. All right, slowly bring your hands to your heart center. Get that leg a little higher, Melanie. Squeeze your right butt. Yes, and then balancing half moon. Left hand in front of left pinky toe. Right palm open. Yeah, and here's the thing about balance. It's not absolute. It is a constant process of falling too far in any direction and constantly bringing it back home. It's supposed to be dynamic and shaky. All right, take a big inhale here. Bend your left knee and land in a warrior two. Step back far. Nice work. Inhale to sit low and reach long. Exhale, side angle. Left hand inside your left foot and right palm open. Good, Sarah W. Get those hips a little bit lower, mama. Yeah. All right, let's do the bind. Rotate from your right shoulder, drop the arm behind you, and thread your left arm underneath your thigh. Nice, Ellie. Good. Yeah, lean more back than you are forward. Now, Kevin, grab for your top wrist with your bottom hand instead. Switch your grip. There it is. Now use your right tricep to squeeze your right arm straighter. Yes. Now lean back, roll open one more time. And lizard pose. Two hands inside your left foot. Move your left foot to the left. Lift your back heel and sway your hips forward and back, forward and back. On your back hinge, drop the back knee down, point the toes, and lower down. Maybe lower down to one elbow, maybe the other. And we're really working to the inner hip here. Every inhale, lengthen from left hip through left armpit. exhales to roll your left ribs forward and down. That looks really nice, Lior. Nice, Eric. Beautiful lizard poses. Yeah, use every exhale to go a little bit deeper into your experience. All right, and then come up onto your hands, please. Curl your right toes under, step your left foot back, upper push-up plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Good, Ching. Lower halfway. Yes, inhale, upward facing dog, stretch the front of your body, toes to eyes. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, you did it. Let's take a breath. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Drain it out. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And HA. Inhale, float your right leg up. Bend your right knee and swing it through for half pigeon. Bring your knee wider than your shoulder. Make sure the outer edge of your foot is on the mat. And then square up your hips and lengthen to lower all the way down. Good. David, if possible, bring your right knee even more out to the right. You might have a little bit more mobility and your right heel further away from you. Yeah. Now this is the pose where the breath starts to get choppy, right? Because we're not linking up breath in these broad strokes of movement. So especially here, find those vibrational exhales. And what I love about that HA ha sound is, not only does it feel really good, but you have to relax your whole jaw when you make that sound. It is also the purifying sound for your root chakra, or the energetic center in front of your sitting bones that we were talking about earlier, that is associated with fear and anger and worry. So if you've been experiencing any of those emotions, we're going to try and give a good HA ha from below the navel. Let's try it. Exhale, SH. Inhale, something sweet. HA. Now with your eyes closed, walk your hands underneath your shoulders and sit a little bit deeper into your hips with your shoulders stacked over them. Now curl your left toes under, step your right foot back, upper push-up plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Bend your knee and swing it through. Half pigeon. Now on this side, as you play with those vibrational qualities, the ha's or the I'm going to invite you to try to tap into one that isn't localized to the throat. And you feel a vibration in the center of your chest. And you feel it in your diaphragm or in between your ribs. And you feel it below your navel. And then we'll take one all together, please. Exhale, S-H. Deep, 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 deep. Inhale. And let it go. And with your eyes closed, slowly walk your hands underneath your shoulders to lift your chest. Curl your right toes under. Step your left foot back, upper push-up. And then lengthen to lower to flow. Once you're back in downward dog, it's the final one of class. You can pedal out your feet again. You can move your body around. Kind of like how we did in the very beginning. Also kind of a whole lot different because your body's different now. What's changed? What's new? All right, let's take a camel pose. Come on to your knees, please. Knees 6 inches apart and hands on your lower back so the tips of your fingers graze the top of your butt. Draw your shoulders down, hug your elbows in. Pull your belly up and into your palms with your chest and look back to go back. And if you see the back wall, that's fine. If you see the floor behind you, that's fine too. Then maybe you grab for your heels with fingers on the inside and thumbs on the outside. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Now you go to a place where you can stay. Where if the mind starts to say, get me out of here, you can quiet the mind. And maybe even go a little bit deeper into your experience because you did. Gorgeous, Kate. Take one more inhale, everyone, to look back a little further. And then hands to your lower back, belly into palms with your chest. And settle your hips to your heels. Palms face up on your thighs. And don't do anything else. Don't fix, don't fidget, don't wipe. Don't miss it. An opportunity to become the witness, to watch. Not only acknowledge, but really embody that nothing's happening to you, not camel pose, not anything. It all is happening from you. And when you can shift into this perspective, that's when you make it happen for you. Shoulders back, pit of throat soft. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, hold it. AJ. Gently flutter your eyes open. Cross your ankles behind you and get your legs out in front of you. Whether you drop your hips to the side and swing them around or cross your ankles and swing them through. Now stretch your arms up so your biceps frame your ears. Lift up out of your waist And then bow your body forward for forward fold. If you can grab your toes, that's fine. If you cannot grab your toes, then that is also fine. You might grab for your shins, or you might bend your knees so that you can grab for your feet and feel for a lengthening in your spine. Lengthen your lower back behind you. Draw the back of your chest more forward. And the more you can shrug your shoulders away from your ears and use your biceps to pull, the more you can use your arm strength to pull more of the length out of your spine. Take an inhale to look forward, find a half lift sensation in your spine. And exhale to bend your elbows and pull yourself in deeper. All right, and then with a gentle firmness in your belly, roll yourself all the way back up to seated. And stay rooted on your sitting bones as you bring your shins parallel to the mat. If you want, you can straighten your legs, but you want to keep a flat back here. So if knees bent means a flatter back, choose that. Press your palms together. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist to the right. Look over your right shoulder to twist deeper. Come back to center. Twist to the left and touch what you see. Back to center. Separate your hands. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Good. Inhale, slow. Pull everything in. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Inhale, use muscle, not momentum. Exhale, lower, lengthen, hover. Inhale, use your belly, not your jaw. Exhale, lower, lengthen, hover, stay for 5, 4, scissor kick your legs, 5, 4, biceps by your ears, 5, 4, 3, 2, release into bicycle crunches, opposite elbow to opposite knee for like 10 seconds. Get your lengthening leg low and long for 7, 6, open throat, 4, 3, 2, hug your knees into your chest. Soften your belly into your thighs and rock a little bit side to side. Massaging out your lower back as you massage your belly by softening it. You gotta learn how to soften before you can let go of anything. And then pause in the center. Inhale, fill your belly. Exhale, squeeze it in tight. And then release your legs out long for your final Savasana. Open up your arms and legs as wide as the mat. Palms face up to the ceiling. And close your eyes. Feel yourself relax on a really deep level. Just like everything else, it's not about what it looks like. You can be so good at looking like you're relaxing. Feel for it. Feel your weight on your mat. Feel the earth hold you back up. And if you heard like nothing else I said for this hour, please hear this. Thank you so much. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your spirit and for supporting inclusive and accessible yoga. Yoga to the People has always stood on the mission of keeping yoga accessible and inclusive for everybody. We've always been and will always be donation-based. If you are in a position to support Yoga to People through your donations. You can go to yogatothepeople.com/donation. Please also help us out by spreading the word. Invite all of your friends and your family to these classes. We have 3 more happening today. Johnny is at 3, Haven is at 7. You could take Yin Yoga tonight for the first time. We'll be offering it on Zoom with Jamie in San Francisco at 9 p.m. So do a double, bring your friends, and I'll be taking more of these classes today, and I hope to see you there. Today's quote is by Mary Oliver. She said, "You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves." Last time as this group, please exhale all your air out. Inhale new awareness. And HA. You can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly start to roll over to one side. And make your way back up to seated. And then flutter your eyes open if you haven't already. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Namaste.
Lovely to see you all.